There are hundreds of vehicles in GTA 5 Online, but the 10 in today's video I would recommend purchasing in the year of 2022, or at least the start of 2022 in GTA 5 Online. I hope this video helps you guys out, and I also hope you guys have a great year, and with that said, let's get into the video. The very first vehicle is the Patriot military spec. I absolutely love this thing, and you could buy it for only $1.28 million in GTA 5. The regular Patriot is pretty okay, I guess. It doesn't have a ton of upgrades. And then you move over to the Squatty. It has a ton of upgrades, but the styling of that, I'm just not a huge fan of. I love H1 Hummers. If I could have one in real life, I would buy one, but they're like 300 grand. And this thing in GTA 5 is phenomenal. The only thing I would change is adding a customization where instead of having a sloped rear, we could have just a box rear and have the doors on the back, which I would personally love, but I still love this styling as well. I think it looks phenomenal. Now, the performance of the vehicle isn't that great. The acceleration is not amazing. The handling is honestly pretty decent. Off-road capabilities aren't really that great, but in my opinion, it's just a really nice vehicle to own in GTA 5. Tons of customizations you could do to it, and it just looks beautiful. So I would highly recommend buying it if you're a fan of Hummers and you would like to own a nice military one in GTA 5, because I'm telling you, you will love driving this thing around. The next vehicle I would highly recommend purchasing is the Buffalo STX. It's amazing, and if you unlock the trade price for it, you could buy it for $1.6 million, which is still pretty expensive, but it's awesome. Now, in real life, I prefer Challengers over Chargers every day of the week. Unless I had a family, then of course, I'd opt for the four-door sedan with a 700 horsepower V8 engine, obviously. But in GTA 5 recently, Rockstar has been putting a lot more work into designing the vehicles they release in updates, and this is a great example of it. In the last update, every vehicle that was released looked phenomenal. You go back to when the Gauntlet Hellfire was released, it looks pretty great, but back then, that's when Rockstar just started to put a little bit more work into customizing the vehicles that they were going to release in updates. And that's just the one thing I love about the Buffalo STX. The upgrades and the overall styling and look of the car just looks amazing in my opinion. Plus, it also sounds great. It obviously has that supercharged engine, which I personally love. I love superchargers on any vehicle. If I hear one whine, I'm in love instantly. It just sounds like heaven. Another thing that's great is it's also pretty damn quick and it handles very well. When you compare it to the Gauntlet Hellfire, which is one of the fastest muscle cars in GTA Online, that thing handles like garbage. But this car feels like it has all-wheel drive, which I really love. So if you're going to do muscle car races, this car is going to do wonders for you. Plus, it looks amazing. That's one of the things I love. And we've been waiting for a nice, brand new Hellcat in GTA 5 for years, ever since the Gauntlet Hellfire came out, even before that. And now we finally got one, and it looks amazing. So props to Rockstar on that. They did a great job. By the way, if you need some money in GTA 5 or some credits in Forza, check out Digizani. The link is down below in the description, and get 10% off by using code Frolickz at checkout. The next vehicle is an obvious choice. It's the Oppressor Mark II. I'm not going to spend too much time on this because I've talked about it a ton of times before. It's $2.9 million if you unlock the trade price. It has amazing agility, and it is the best vehicle to help you make money in GTA 5. I've made videos on it in the past. I'll leave a link down below in the description if you want to know why it is the best vehicle to make money in GTA 5 Online, even now in 2022. And another great thing about the Oppressor Mark II, I don't really see too many griefers using this vehicle anymore, which is awesome. I see Oppressor Mark IIs everywhere in GTA 5. They don't have high mental states, they are just doing their own thing because they know how amazing this vehicle is. It seems like all the griefers have kind of just stopped playing the game, and now that gives us room to actually enjoy the game and make some money. The Oppressor Mark II is amazing, and it is the #1 vehicle I would recommend buying if you want to make some money in GTA 5. Like I said, that link is down below. Next up is the Akula, which you could purchase for $2.78 million if you unlock the trade price, and I still believe this is the #1 helicopter in GTA 5. It's got pretty decent armor. It's also the strongest helicopter in the game, by the way, and also you can completely go off the radar in it if you want to. You just click one button, the missiles go away, and you're off the radar indefinitely until you decide to go back on the radar. You just pop those missiles out again. It can also shoot missiles very quickly, and its agility is amazing. It can turn really, really quickly and turn very sharp as well, as you can see in the video, and it's honestly just a great helicopter. Like, I've never used a helicopter in GTA 5 which handles so well and turns, and just overall the agility of it has been so amazing. Like, it's actually incredible how this thing operates. And I could see now why it is the best helicopter in the game and why so many people actually use this thing. It is a little bit pricey, but I'm telling you, it's worth it. Plus, the biggest perk, in my opinion, is the fact that you can go off the radar whenever you want at the click of one button. That's amazing. Now I'm going to go over some supercars, muscle cars, bikes, and off-road vehicles you should consider buying in GTA 5 for racing. First is the Emrys, Krieger, and Ingus. They are amazing. The Ingus can beat out the Emrys and the Krieger in a drag race. They're also very, very good in terms of handling. If you need a supercar for racing in GTA 5, buy those cars. Sports car-wise, Italy RSX, the Italy GTO, and the Jugular are amazing. The GTO and RSX are practically identical. I do believe the RSX is a tiny bit better, but in terms of handling, I believe the GTO is better, and in terms of off-road handling, the Jugular is the best, plus it also has a very high top speed. Muscle car wise, obviously the Buffalo STX and the Vapid Click. The Click has outstanding handling along with the Buffalo STX. Before, that used to be the Gauntlet Hellfire, but in my opinion, the STX is much better. So I would highly recommend buying that over the Gauntlet Hellfire nowadays. And in terms of motorcycles, we have the brand new Shinobi, Shitaro, Hakucho Drag, and the Bati 801. If you're looking for a budget bike, the Bati 801 is great. It's extremely cheap. The Hakucho Drag and the Shitaro are very expensive, but they are known to be the best bikes in GTA 5 for racing. The new Shinobi is the most expensive, but in my opinion, I do believe it's the best. It can tie with the Shitaro in a drag race, and the Hakucho Drag just beats it out by a split second. It's honestly a great bike, but it is very, very expensive, but it is very great for racing. And in terms of off-roading, we have the Camacho, the Trophy Truck / Desert Raid, and the BF400. If you're looking for a great off-roading vehicle, like truck-wise, the Trophy Truck and Desert Raid practically tie. The Camacho, in my opinion, is the best, and sometimes you do get the option to use motorcycles, so I would recommend using the BF400 because it is amazing, has a very high top speed, and it'll absolutely smoke any other bike or car in an off-road race. It's amazing. Now, this is pretty obvious, the Kosatka. It's the best vehicle to make money, and the reason why is because you could do the Calperico heist in like an hour. If you want to chill, you could do it in like an hour and a half. It is so simple to make millions of dollars with that heist, and the only way you could do it is if you buy this multi-million-dollar nuclear submarine. You don't need to upgrade anything on it. Just buy it for the stock price of like 2.2 mil, and then just start up the heist, go through it, make your money back after doing it 1 or 2 times. 3 hours later, you paid off the submarine, and you have a little bit of extra money, and then from that point, you're just making profit every single time you do the heist, which is awesome. It's literally the best vehicle in the game to buy if you want to make money. And that is if you're going to be doing the Calperico heist. If you're not doing the heist, then the vehicle is obviously useless, and then I would recommend the Oppressor Mark II for doing practically anything else in free mode in terms of making you money. But if you want to do the heist, you're going to need this thing, and believe me, if you haven't done it already, you're missing out because you will make a ton of money from doing it. Now, of course, if you are doing the Calperico heist, I'd recommend purchasing the Sparrow along with the submarine for $1.8 million, just because instead of, getting in the submarine, driving back to land, then calling in a vehicle there, you could just walk inside the submarine, start up the next prep, grab this extremely fast helicopter, shoot some missiles or whatever you need to, collect whatever you have to, and then just head back to your submarine and boom. It is a great helicopter, and if you're comparing it to the Buzzard, the Sparrow in my opinion is a lot better. I will link that video as well down below in the description. In terms of health, the Sparrow actually does have a little bit more health than the Buzzard. Not a lot, but a little bit more. It's also a lot faster, has a higher top speed, and rises up through the air a lot quicker. Plus, it's a lot more beneficial to just purchase this vehicle if you are grinding at the Calperico heist, because like I said, you just start up a prep, hop in the helicopter that's inside of your submarine, and then go and do the prep instead of wasting time going back to land, then calling in a helicopter there. It's very, very useful. Next up is the Torador, which you could purchase for $3.6 million. It's a great vehicle. Number one, it has an insanely fast recharging rocket boost just like the Vigilante does. If anything, it's a little bit faster. That's not the only thing that's awesome about this car. The next thing is the fact that it could turn into a submarine and dive underwater just like the Stromberg can. But the main difference is the fact the Torador is 2 times faster underwater than the Stromberg is. Actually, it's a little bit faster than that even. It also has a higher top speed while being underwater, but you can use the boost underwater, which makes it way faster. Now, this vehicle isn't for everybody, but it is better than the Stromberg. So if you are the person that is using the Stromberg all the time, I would recommend upgrading to the Torador because it's the exact same thing, but it's 2 times faster and has a rocket boost, which is obviously awesome, and will help you a lot in GTA 5. Plus, you can escape people really quick. Like I said, it's just like the Vigilante in terms of boosting. It's a phenomenal vehicle, but it's not going to be needed by everybody, especially if you're not the type of person that requires the perks that it offers. And the final vehicle you should consider buying in GTA 5 is the Oppressor Mark 1. In terms of having fun, this thing is amazing, and in terms of crossing the map, it's also the fastest vehicle in the game to do so, because of one thing. The Oppressor Mark 1 has this ability where you could literally lean back on it while in the air and it will glide. You don't need to do anything. Just get into the right position. The bike won't move or turn or anything like that while in the air because I guess it has wings, and because of that, it will just glide at like 300 miles per hour, which is awesome. And like I said, it's very, very fun. You could do all kinds of cool tricks, backflips in it, and then just open the wings, just barely miss the ground and keep on gliding, then land perfectly, and then do the same thing over and over and over again. But I do have to admit, it is extremely beneficial in terms of crossing the map. Plus, if you get good with it, it has missiles. You could kill a lot of NPCs or players if they're bugging you. But like I said, in my opinion, the best thing about it is it's fun, and the fact that you can do this, like literally gliding just like this, get it in the perfect position, just like I'm doing here, and then you can glide at 300 miles per hour and fly across the map, and then just open the wings and glide down to safety, and then do the exact same thing over and over and over again, and you could just gas it across the entire map whenever you feel like it in a matter of seconds. It's awesome. Anyways, that's pretty much going to wrap the video up for today. Thank you so much for watching, and of course, the links are down below in the description if you guys wanted to check out some of those other videos that I mentioned in this video about some more statistics and going a little bit more in depth to some of these vehicles. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and with that said, I will catch you guys in the next video.